Okay, hello and welcome to story time. I have a very interesting story for you guys today about another crazy Cabbage Patch adoption that I've done. But first, I want to introduce you to the little gal that I'm talking about. So this is Vivian. She says hi. Isn't she beautiful? Get a good look at her. She is just such a little sweetheart, and the story of how she came to live in our patch is a very interesting one. So, this all started back this January of 2025, when I saw her picture posted on the Babyland Facebook page. And the fan page, as it's called, is where Babyland sometimes posts pictures of kids that are on the floor at Babyland that are up for adoption, just for those of you who don't know. And then what you can do, us collectors can email a nurse and say that we're interested in adopting that baby, and then you can sometimes do an adoption through email. So I was just perusing the fan page, as you do, and I came across her picture, and something about her just really spoke to me. I loved her smile. She has like such a happy face, doesn't she? And I loved her blushing. Her rosy cheeks were really pretty. She was just a very simple girl. She's just a regular edition LPK, and I thought I was done adopting regular editions, but she just spoke to me so much that I decided to email the nurse and ask if she was still available. So I emailed the nurse as normal. I have adopted babies through email before, and this was the first time that I never heard back. They just did not respond to me, and I still don't know to this day why. They didn't get the email. There was a glitch. She forgot. So I was pretty disappointed about that because usually they get right back to you. And when you're interested in adopting a kid, you know how exciting it is. And so it is kind of heartbreaking when they don't follow through with that response to you. But this is just the first part of the story. So a little bit of time goes by, and I'm still thinking about her. I have her picture saved on my iPad, and Babyland I don't even know, maybe like 2 weeks later, posts more kids that are up for adoption on the floor on their Facebook page. And her picture is no longer there, which kind of implies that she's been adopted by somebody else. And I'm feeling a bit salty about the fact that I was ghosted when I reached out for her. So I leave a comment on the post, and I say that I'm disappointed that I had reached out about a baby several weeks ago and had never heard back. I don't indicate what baby I had reached out about. I don't include a picture of her, and I don't describe her at all. And again, her picture is not on the post that I am commenting on. So there's like no indicator whatsoever as to what baby this is that I'm referring to. This is very important information to remember for later in the story, okay? So, side note, Babyland never responds to that comment or says anything. That's just is what it is. But somebody did happen to see that comment, and that person was another lovely collector, Cabbage Patch collector, who is also in our Cabbage Patch Facebook group. And here's where the story starts to get really crazy. So like, I don't even remember, maybe like a day or two, I want to say, after I comment about not hearing back on a particular baby, I get a message from this collector who says, essentially, I think the baby that you may have reached out about was adopted by me. And I don't know what the odds are of this happening, but it's her. And I couldn't believe it because, again, there was no indicator as to what kid I had emailed about and showed interest in. And just randomly, this other collector was like seeing my comment and was like, I feel like maybe the kid she was interested in is the kid that I adopted. So that was crazy thing number one. And she basically said that she just felt like it was an indie baby, as in like it was a baby that looked like the kind of kid that I collect, which I just think is really cool because I do, post pictures of my patch in the Facebook group that she and I are members of, and so she's seen what the other kids in my patch look like. And just based on that, she had this like weird intuition that like this looked like a kid that I might be interested in, and so I was reaching out to see if her hunch was correct. And it was correct. So, she graciously allowed me to be GM to this girl. GM means godmother, and it's essentially saying like if the person ever adopts out the kid, you as GM will be the first person they contact and offer the baby up first to you to adopt before they were to, say, list it for sale for readoption, right? So first, I'm just honored to get to be this girl's GM. I don't do a lot of GM requests, but the requests that I have made in the past, I don't think I've ever had anyone reach out to me for. Most of the time it seems like I fall in love with other people's kids that are forever kids. It's just how it goes sometimes. So I'm not like necessarily thinking that she's going to be, reaching out to me again about this girl ever traveling. But I think, hey, it's nice to be GM just in case, right? So yes, I would like to be GM. Time goes on. It's about like a week or two later, probably more than a week or two, because at that time I think the baby was on its way to that collector being shipped to her, so it took a couple weeks for her to arrive. And then it was she lived a week at that collector's house before the lady messaged me again. And she said, I've never had this happen before, but just not bonding with her the way I thought I might. I keep getting the feeling the whole time that the baby belongs to you. And that was crazy thing number 2. Like, she had never had a situation where she wasn't in love with a kid she had adopted, and she just kept getting this feeling that this little one belonged in my patch for some reason. So my mind is blowing, and she asks if I would like to adopt her, and I'm like, I would definitely love to adopt her. Another really nice thing that this collector did for me, she actually lives in Switzerland, so she offered up for the readoption price just the original price of Vivian plus shipping from Switzerland back here to the US, even though she had to pay a lot more to have the baby shipped first from Babyland to a friend of hers in the US, and then from that friend in the US to her in Switzerland, because Babyland does not ship to Switzerland directly. And then she had to pay some customs fees as well, so she had a lot more sunk into her than what she charged me. So thank you. That was really nice that she did that. So Vivian was on her way to me, and I was extremely excited. And I remember the day she arrived, and I took her out of the box, and I gave her a big hug because she was so beautiful, and I was so happy to have her in the patch. Her full name with us is Vivian Elise. Her name was not Vivian originally. She had a really beautiful name that I really liked, but unfortunately it already was a name that's in our patch, and I don't like to repeat names yet. I have a small enough patch still that I haven't had to repeat a name. So I had Vivian Elise on my name list, and I just think it kind of fits her. She is just a classic beauty, and I feel like Vivian Elise is a nice name for her. So that is Vivian's crazy adoption story. I still, looking back, cannot believe that, one, had I not made that complaint comment on the Facebook post, the collector would have never seen or known that I had tried to adopt a kid. 2, I can't believe that with no indicators, she guessed what kid I was talking about because it looked like a kid I would like. And then 3, she allows me to be GM. 4, she suddenly is not bonding and just gets the feeling that she belongs in my patch. And 5, allows me to adopt her and take her home for a very fair adoption fee. So, yes, Cabby dreams do come true, and this is proof of it, I think. And so, yeah, that's our crazy Cabbage Patch adoption story. Bye!